Hi there, this is Marion Droulard, and I'm the organizer of the Terry Fox Giant Used Book Sale, held annually and for the last 3 years in this very same donated space. Let's take a look at what we have inside and waiting for customers. Sale starts tomorrow, and we know that it's going to be really super busy, so we've set up 3 counters to accept books as they bring them along, and of course the donations. Customers coming into the store will be able to learn everything they want to know about Terry Fox, how to team up for the Terry Fox Run, to learn a little bit more about Terry Fox if they don't already know about this amazing Canadian icon, and of course the most important part, to make donations for cancer research. We had approximately 83 different volunteers this year who came into the store doing at various times over 7 weeks, preparing to put this store together. We had a group of maybe 35 hardcore who were coming on a regular basis, and overall volunteer hours added up to a little over 1,100 just to get the store ready for this video today, and for customers of course tomorrow. So let's take a look and see how we've organized this, and I'll just pan the store so you can see for yourselves just how big of a space we have. Just over 5,000 square feet, and sometimes it feels a little tight, but because this is our 3rd year in this location, we've managed to figure out exactly where everything should fit. And the addition of bookshelves that you see at the back were really a godsend, and that really helped us spread the books around. So we have them set up according to size. So on the green tablecloths right over here, you'll see that we have paperbacks, and they're all alphabetized and categorized according to popular author when that's required, and you see the ones on the bottom are all those. And then we move along and we come over to our blue tablecloths, and the blue tablecloths represent the larger hardcover books. Same idea, they're all alphabetized, one after another, and also according to popular author. We had an incredible amount of children's books come in this year, so we had to dedicate several more tables for them. We've got games down in here. We'll take whatever people are ready to offer. We've got games and puzzles for the really young crowd. We've got some French kids books down here at the bottom. Not too many, but still pretty good. So we've got the early years, and then we move on again to more early years. Again, testimony to how many books that we received this year. And further along. And as I turn the corner, we'll notice that the books move into a larger age group. So we go from early years to kids to juniors and intermediate senior. And down on the bottom, because we had no other room to put them, we've put some other specialty type of things. So for toddlers, as well as Christmas for kids. So let's just take a walk and see what we've got here. Isn't this amazing? Overall, we managed to have donated 36,912 books this year. Not quite as much as last year, but certainly an incredible amount of books. And as you see, we're moving along over here, and now we're moving into the young adults. And the prices, the suggested prices for a donation, are shown right here on the wall. More often than not, customers are so happy to see the wonderful books in the great condition, and they offer more than the suggested donation. Last year, we were able to generate over $24,000 from our book sale over a 3-day period. So let's take a look again and find out what else we have to show here. Look at this. This is a box of comic books. All kinds, as far as we understand, because we've gone through them, and we know that they're for children as well as adults, for all ages. And just in case they might have been worth something, one of our volunteers took them over to a specialty store who looked at all of them and determined whether or not they were able to offer us more than what we thought we could try and sell them for. Turns out that we're priced pretty good. Then we move over here. We have a young adult section, but we're looking at all kinds of series, and I don't know if you would call them comic books, but they seem to be popular. And let's move around. So over here where the yellow tablecloths are is where you're going to find the most popular book. And that's the one that we've suggested be priced right in the middle. And these are the soft paperbacks. And I think that that's the kind of book that we're going to be seeing more and more, because frankly I don't think they make the smaller paperbacks as much as they used to. So every year, the other side, the paperbacks, we have fewer of them, but we have quite a few more of this size here. In fantastic condition, I might add. And just as far as we can see, we're looking at books in great condition. Right over here, we have our literature section, which is more often than not a combination of classics and literature and poems and that type of thing. Sometimes they tend to be a little bit older, but frankly, the customers are really looking for exactly that. And then as we come along one of the back walls, we're looking at teaching aids. And while these are also categorized, probably not quite as much as some would imagine, because really the teachers and those who want to browse through this kind of stuff really like to pick through their own. So we're happy to oblige. And then right next to that, near the back door, is a fairly nice section on parenting. So all kinds of books there. And if we look along the back wall, this is where our bookshelves really come in handy, is where all of our other kind of categories. So the nonfiction area is this entire section of the store, right over here. And remember what I said, we have over 36,000 books piled into here. All of them sorted according to genre, size in some cases, like for the fiction, and then just according to category in the nonfiction. And even romance, those Harlequins and those types of books, we've actually separated them according to series, put them into boxes, and then people can buy a whole box of winter reading. There's no lack of cooking books, and so we have them in every kind of category that you can imagine, from healthy eating and fat-free to Weight Watchers, is that really eating? Celebrity, vegetarian, appliance cooking. So anything from microwaves to crock pots to any other type of small appliance that you can use for cooking, we've got it there. Note that we have a really lovely section on gardening and horticulture. And then further along the wall, we have any number of other categories like crafts, art, holiday, and so on. Again, we're still looking over here at the cookbooks, including things that we're almost ready to give away, some of these smaller ones, to holiday cooking, as well as different cultures and recipes. All of them broken down into these categories. Isn't that wonderful? If you were shopping, wouldn't you be thankful that they were already separated like this? And then we move on to sports and leisure, where the books have been broken down into a variety of sports and leisure activities. So people can choose what they want to see out of that. True crime, not as much as we used to get. Maybe that's a good thing. But political figures, and then over on this table, on both sides, top and bottom, are biographies. Not to be outdone by home improvement and home decor and helpful hints, hobbies, all kinds of great stuff in here. I believe one of the hobbies that was my favorite, although I don't plan on buying it, had to do with how to cut your own hair. Then we've got antiques and collectibles, and then we move on to some fun stuff like photography. And then a whole area, despite the fact that we asked them not to bring them in, magazines, we have quite a few of them, and so we just bundle them up for them. They can pick as many as they like for a suggested donating price. We move over here, we have all sorts of things that fall into the description of self-help, and we've broken it down further. So from psychology to philosophy to relationships to stress and anxiety, self-help, happiness, joy, addictions, you name it, we have it. And over on this side, for some lighter reading, we have reference and humor and lists and trivia and games. And for those people who can't get enough of TV, we have any number of books here on scripts or about TV shows or movies in particular. And then the chicken soups of just about every kind that you can think of are shown over here in this bookshelf. And then we go on to a category that we loosely describe as reincarnation, psychic, and astrology. And then that blends into religion and faith of various types. Along this wall is where we get to display the pretty stuff. So all of the Terry Fox merchandise. Let's take a look. I'll pan out a little bit more here. So we feature this year's t-shirt on the round table, all folded nice and neatly according to size. And because it's Canada's 150 and because Canadians voted Terry Fox as being their most favorite Canadian, we decided to celebrate that, and this wall was created to celebrate Canada's hero, Terry Fox. Isn't that beautiful? One of our committee volunteers created that one. We think it's just stunning. And then further along that entire red wall, we have all the various shirts from this year, which we already showed, right over to the variety of different vintage shirts available with the prices. And this beautiful collage of fantastic photos that people really love looking at, spread out for all to see. A single dream, a world of hope. Isn't that something? So there you have it. That's the door. Tomorrow we'll be taking all of these signs and putting them outside, and then people will be lined up all the way past the end of the parking lot and ready to come in. And last year we did sell quite a few of those books, and like I said earlier, we generated some $24,000, and we're really hoping for something very, very similar this year. So stay tuned. The next video that you'll see will be sale day, as customers are waiting to get in the store, and then once they do get in the store. So we'll see you soon.